Google could be about to launch a campaign to take over our TVs. Executive Chairman Eric Schmidt will address TV's top executives in Scotland tonight. So to help shed some light on what he might say, we're joined now by Matt Bryan, Gadgets Editor at The Next Web. Thanks very much indeed for coming in to speak to us. So talk to me then about the fundamental message Schmidt wants to deliver in his speech today.
Well, basically, he's coming over here to schmooze with all of the TV executives and basically bring them all on board onto Google TV. They've launched it in America, and they want to bring it to the UK, and that's pretty much what he's come here to do today. It's expected that he will launch Google TV here, and it'll probably take about 6 months to come out. And then what he wants to do is bring on board all the partners, all of the advertisers, all of the TV companies, and explain to them the virtues of coming onto the Google TV platform. And
how difficult is it going to be to get the likes of the BBC and ITV to license their content to the Google set-top box? I
mean, it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, at the moment, the BBC and ITV and all of the other TV networks have their own systems that they use. They've been piped into a lot of third-party boxes already, similar to Google TV. So I can't see it being too difficult in that respect, but basically he's basically wanting to bring them all on board, speak to them about exactly what they can do for them, how they can help syndicate their content and bring advertisers on board.
It's interesting because YouTube used to be a real fly in the ointment for TV channels because you could watch their content without adverts, but in 2009 Channel 4, BBC Worldwide, ITN, they were among the broadcasting organisations that agreed a deal with YouTube which allowed it to put ads around their content. So could we see the same thing with Google? How likely is it?
Very, very likely. I mean, Google works, it's an advertising company. It works, all of its money is pretty much taken from advertising. So what it would like to do, it's never really brought in its own content. So it's going to try and bring and work with all of these different advertisers, different broadcasters, and say, well, basically, here we go. We've got some more TV stuff coming along. Put on your adverts with us. We'll be able to help you and help bring content back into the living room that's not necessarily a TV broadcaster either. It might be able to bring in video from, you know, your next door neighbour who's put something on YouTube and is able to then run adverts against that. So that helps take the technology away from the broadcasters also and give it to the usual normal consumer.
And so I'm just wondering then about the acquisition of Motorola Mobility. Could that be a significant strategic move for Google TV then?
Yeah, I mean, Google's a service provider. But when it bought Motorola Mobility, basically it got into the gadgets game again. It was allowed to go into mobile phones, but it's also now got the opportunity to start developing its own set-top boxes. So it's now got a foot in the retail sector, and it can now play a lot more of that side. It can now go in and release more of its own gadgets instead of having to rely on its partners.
Yeah, which explains why it's also reaching out to content providers now. Thanks so much, Matt Bryan, editor-founder of The Next Web. Good to talk to you.